Yeah, hello. Welcome to this session. Really excited to have you here. Sorry, we were a little bit late on the other one. Yes. Welcome to the launch of the eAfrica Challenge. And the first session is about games for education. Yes. So, in case you're watching this in a later time, this is the first session for the year 2023. And why education? Basically, because I think the first thing that comes to the mind of a lot of people when you're saying, oh, if we're not using games for entertainment, what can we use games for? I think the next thing is, can we use games for education? And the next thing that pops up in people's mind is, how do we go about achieving this? Of course, there are two main ways. There's gamification and then there's game-based learning, a topic which in coming times we will be delving into to better explain to everyone who's interested in this field. But what more people have done or have been able to do successfully is gamification. People have been able to gamify processes, gamify learning activities to make it fun, entertaining, and engaging for kids or adults or teenagers to be a part of. Whereas when it comes to game-based learning, where you actually have to build a game, and the users or players are expected to learn whilst playing that game, knowing that they are playing the game without the intention of learning, but then the learning becomes an outcome of playing the game. A lot of stakeholders, a lot of people have traveled in the past years to build these experiences, but some people have been able to do it globally. However, because this is eAfrica Challenge, I decided to reach out to two amazing people who I know have been able to successfully do it. One is a young man, they're both Nigerians, and one, he worked with an organization called Legends of Learning at the last year's Africa Communicate Gameathon. Legends of Learning is a platform that uses games to teach children and kids in the United States mathematics amongst other subjects. So they play games, and by playing these games, they learn maths very easily and very seamlessly. Super. And so they're part of our partners last year at the Gameathon, and they organized a jam where people, members of our communities, game developers, artists, and all, were challenged to come together in groups, in teams, and build a game that teaches a math subject. And this young man was amongst one of the winners. And he has a story to tell because it took him about 3, 4, 5, 6 months to complete the game. Not that he didn't finish the game, but when you are building games for education, there are processes, procedures, there are lots of regulations and rules you have to follow. And so after designing the game, it had to go back for testing, review, feedback, and it took about 6 months, if I'm not wrong. And that's why he's here to tell you all about it, his experience, because I've done a lot in gamification, game-based learning, but he has done it practically. And he has a game right now that is being played by people outside the continent that has traction, something you can follow up with. And the other built a game for a climate change jam. And I got to play lots of games that were submitted for this jam. But when I played, he's really stood out. And so he's here to talk to us about how he came about with the design, how he came about with the mechanic, and yeah, I guess that's enough talk from me, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone out there listening to us, I'd like to introduce you to David Osaro. I hope I did not murder his name. And Oluwabe Shegu. Welcome, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, good day,
Yeah,
everyone.
nice
My
to.
name is
Please go on.
my name is David Osaro from Rivers State, Nigeria. I am 24 years old. I am a game developer.
Yeah, can you
Yeah, so
speak
I
a little
make
bit
games.
louder?
Okay, so can you hear me louder?
Yes, it's much better now.
Yeah. So I am a game developer from Rivers State, Nigeria. 24 years of age, and I'm also a software developer, and I'm also a graduate from Afeba Borola University. Um, yeah.
Super. Nice to meet you. I don't know why he's being shy and humble. But yeah, and he built with what language? Okay, we'll get there. No, we'll get there. Yes, Shagun, please introduce yourself.
My name is Uluwabi Shegun, and I'm a game designer and a game developer too. And I'm a student of Bafemi Awolowo University. So, game design and game dev has always been something I really enjoy doing, and I've enjoyed every single moment I've spent writing code and coming up with great ideas.
Amazing. They took the power on my end, and that barely happened. So I was like, wow, wonderful. On live TV. But then we're in Africa, and this thing happened around the world. I've come to learn it happens around the world. So yeah, we're proud of it. So yeah, wonderful. Nice to have you here with us. Really nice to have you here with us. Um, yeah. So let's get right into it. So I'll start first. David, what programming language do you use?
Also, I use GDScript is a programming language which is used in Godot engine.
Yeah, so
So
David
more
is
of
a
Python.
Godot engine developer. I know a lot of Unity developers are screaming and crying out there right now. But I asked that question because I think during our conversation we'll get there, but it's good to know. So we have a Godot engine developer right here on the call, guys. That's a thumbs up. So every Godot engine developer out there, you should know that there's more traction and more stuff coming up. How about you, Shago?
So I use the C Sharp programming language in Unity game engine.
Yeah, so another Unity programmer. Okay. When you look across Africa, a lot of people use Unity. Unity is indie friendly. A lot of developers are there. But then, of course, we're having more and more people coming up with, we're having new engines and new people trying them out. So that's super. So let's get right into it. I'll continue to do. This is for you, David. Yeah. So you were part of the Legends of Learning Jam. What I would love you to do is take us through that process. When the jam started, have you built something for children before?
Oh, from the beginning, when the jam started, I have not built anything for education per se of children.
Okay.
So once we got into the jam, I had I had to research on what children games look like, or just in general how educational games are because they are different from normal games.
Yeah. Yeah. So what did it feel like winning? Can you give us an experience of that jam? We at Africa Comic did not really announce it, but a lot of people did not know. And yeah, so you had first-hand experience. I mean, we were the organizers. We connected you all with Legends of Learning, but we'd like to have your first-hand experience. What is it like building games for children, and what was different from the Legends of Learning jam that we had from a normal regular jam?
Okay, so in the Legends of Learning, they gave a list of options. You can choose some type of games, either addition, multiplication. So it's basically a math game, right? So on the jam, you have to follow strict requirements for the games you want to make. Either it has something to do with algebra or has something to do with multiplication, but it has to actually give education to the children, not just something abstract or not something like you just play it for fun. It has to have a purpose to educate the children. So basically, when I went into the jam, I had to build up a document that will allow me to make games like aligning to their purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was really a different experience for me because when I eventually won the jam, I I got into the process and it was they have strict measures, right? So they have strict regulations, they have things you have to follow. So you have to follow some system or fund. responsive. It must give some, how would I call it? It must give some use to the children and also the teachers because the teachers are involved also. It must give educational benefits to the children.
Okay, so I'm guessing that the game you built was going to be used by the school. So the schools, for Legends of Learning, it's not like you're building for the students directly. You're building for the schools. The schools are the ones that use it
Yeah,
for the children, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because in Africa, yeah, I noticed a lot of the times where we are trying to build these platforms, we have to target the children directly. So, is there any advantage of building for the schools from your perspective as a developer?
I think building from for the schools, it gives the teachers a perspective of what the children are learning. And also the teachers have to teach the children how to play the game in some
Yeah,
cases. So building for the school and using the school policies and using the schools like objectives and requirements, it helps the teachers and the school to understand how this is affecting the children and how you can improve or how you can go further to to enable them have like good education.
super, super. So, we'll come back to you. Shaggy is looking at us like, hey guys, I'm here. So, let's engage him a little. And we have a comment from LinkedIn saying we'll be happy to download the game. Kindly share the game names. I do know the platform is Legends of Learning. So it's mainly for schools in the United States of America, if I'm not wrong. And then it's only the schools that can access the game. So it was really an awesome opportunity for us to get to work with them because we're giving our developers first-hand experience, building something we can call like corporate gaming. So you're not just building for the public, you're building for schools, and they have to really follow those rules and regulations. I remember back then, a lot of people built amazing games. Like people build amazing games, but for some of them, they were disqualified because they had gun in the mechanic. Like you have shooting in the mechanic, right? So anything violent, any usage of words that is not allowed, it disqualified a lot of people doing that job. And I think we'll get people that participated. I think how many people got in, David? Like how many people were? Yeah, my head is a little bit rough, right? Was it like 2 developers
From
that got into
the
the final? Yeah.
from the jam,
Yes.
I think it was only me I got into the jam.
Wow, that's super. That's super, super. Yeah. So I'll share the platform in the comment section. So if you're listening while they speak, I'll just drop the link to the Legends of Learning for you to have an overview on that startup. Yes, Shago, the man of the moment. Yeah. Tell us about the game you built. I was trying to show it, but sadly, it's like it's too large to show through this platform. But I would find a way to share it with everyone right after this. I would add it online so people can build the game. But yes, please tell us about the game you built for cleaning. Yeah, please over to you.
Oh, thank you so much. The name of the game is called Clean and Breathe. So it was inspired by a game jam I participated in a while ago. That was a level 99 game jam. So I am a very fun person of YouTube. I watch YouTube a lot. I watch Mr. Beast, and I've seen him, participate in things like cleaning of oceans and taking it into his own hands, getting people to clean oceans and all. So I decided to like gamify that and develop a character, a girl, a young, vibrant girl whose aim is to relentlessly know take into our own hands the responsibility of cleaning the oceans and making it pure. Like that is just the basic idea or ideology of the game.
That's cool. That's very cool. I'm looking for a way to see if I can if I can basically minimize the video so I get to share it with everyone. But I really loved the gameplay mechanic, and that was what really attracted me to you, making me reach out to you on LinkedIn like, hey, what's up? What made you build this kind of game? So I'm trying to compress the video. I'll share with everyone live on this session. But so yeah, tell us. In the gameplay, you actually, the girl is going down, diving, picking trash, and like taking it out of the ocean. What inspired that?
Um, it's it's more like a brainstorming decision, kind of. So it's just there is a little backstory to the girl, which is more like I won't tell the full story yet because there's still like concept behind the game that I don't want to leak yet. So it's just a girl who has experienced some unfortunate events and all, and is willing to relentlessly and even sacrifice our own self to ensure that the ocean is like cleaned up. Like that's just our aim, and that is it.
Okay, then. Okay, cool. Thanks a lot for that. Yeah, I'm working on compressing the video on the back end, so I really want people to hear about that. Yeah. So back to you, David. Yeah. After the jam, which ended in September 2023, how long did it take you? When did you finish the game? When was it approved by Legends of Learning? I know I followed up with you a couple of times and I was like, hey David, you have to do this, you have to complete it. So when did you finish? I just want to give the people listening an idea of what it takes to actually build quality games for education that convert. Because the building a game is not what is difficult. It's would the users use it? Are they going to get the expected outcomes? So I would love to hear from you. When did you finish it?
Okay, so they reach out to me. I think that's November, October time. So I got the contract and I signed the contract from that moment, and they gave me a maximum of 6 months, I think, or 3 months. I can't remember.
6 months.
So basically, I think 3 months or six. I can't really remember. But they are really lenient. So it
Hmm.
depends on when you finish the game. Unfortunately for me, I was not able to finish it at the assigned time, but at like the second month out of the 3 months. But because of their requirement, because of it has to meet a certain standard, I will have to submit it. They will review it and they'll send it back to me. Okay, this is some corrections you need to put in place. That you need to put translations. You need to make sure all your words have can be translated to other languages, and it has to have audio. I think they had a audio converter or something. I implemented a plugin and implemented it to my game. So you have to add that. You have to add a tutorial so they know how to make the game. They know how to play the game. Some settings you have to add. Some
Yeah, can you
rules.
speak
Some
louder?
checkpoints.
Sorry, there's
Okay,
that comment.
so some
Yeah.
checkpoints. Some checkpoints you have to meet. You have to get some because they take back feedback, right? They take back stats to their platform. So you have to add some stats in and plugins you have to integrate in your game. So because of all this, they will give you your review, they'll give you the feedback, and you have to make the changes and send back to them. So because of all that, it took a longer time than expected.
So when did you finish? What month?
I think April, April, yeah.
April.
I
Okay.
think
Super.
April. Yeah.
That's since November. You rounded up in April. Cool. Cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was on my part. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no worries about that. Okay then, cool. So yeah, Shagun, now I'm back to you. Yes, just putting it there. For everyone listening, these conversations are not the deep dive. This is to let you know that there is an industry and the stakeholders within are doing a lot of amazing stuff. They are trying a lot of different pathways to see how they can build. And not just it's not just about making money, it's about also making an impact. And we actually have people playing in that field. Lots of organizations, like I mentioned earlier, lots of individual studios and creatives. And we normally select just a few people based on topics that are trending and also important to be addressed. And it runs for just 1 week. So Shagun, I think I compressed that video. I do hope I get to share before you leave. But when building games for education, what are those things you feel are very important for people to put in? Because I know you are a game designer and you've been trying to improve on your skills. I know. And for that game in particular, that game was a winning game for me. Because I've seen a lot of projects out there where they say they are using games for change and all, and they are mostly games people would not go back to. That's just my honest opinion. Mostly endless runner games or games that they're not fun. And even speaking with stakeholders, I've seen a lot of people complain about these kind of games because the games need to be fun and interactive. But I found your own fun. Funny enough, I don't play a lot of games, but I played yours and I enjoyed it. So what are those things you think is important for people to look into when these games are meant to be for education beyond entertainment?
Okay, thank you. So for a game to actually complete its purpose as an education game, the first thing is you need replayable value in your game. Like if people are going to learn from your game, you need to make sure that people can actually keep playing the game, which is interactivity and fun and replayable value. So I think that is the first thing. And then for a game like Plain and Breeze that tries to merge entertainment and education together in the same umbrella, you need to like create a kind of balance between fun and the education. You don't want it to, people are playing games to have fun and the likes, and then get educated along the way. So maintaining the balance is like a very important factor. So you
Nice.
don't break the fun, and you also don't fail to educate.
Yeah, thanks for that. What would you say? What would you say, David? What should people consider when building games for education? Yeah, did you hear me? What should people
Sorry, I did not
consider
get.
when building games for education?
You have to consider the target audience, which is the children, right? So you have to consider the target audience, then you have to consider also the policies and the requirements of the platform you're building the games on.
Please, can you say that again? There's a little bit of an echo from your end.
Okay, so I said you have to consider the target audience, right? Which are the children. Then you have to also consider the policies and the requirements of the platform you're building on.
The quality and the requirements of the platform you are building on.
Yeah, the
Okay,
policy,
super.
because a lot of platforms have policies, so you have to consider it also while building games for education.
So when you say policy, are you talking of like the company, say Legends of Learning, or you're talking of the tools you use or the platform you are putting to maybe Android, desktop, or the
No, not
likes?
not the not Android. I mean Legends of Tomorrow,
Okay,
Legends of Learning.
yeah.
Sorry, Legends of Learning, because some locations have different educational policies, right? So you have to make sure it aligns with their goal and aligns with their vision.
Okay then. Okay. Thank you very much. I got the video already, so I think I'll show it at the end. Please, if there are any questions for them, you can drop it in the comment section. We'd really love to take questions. But let's just have a look at what Segun created. But please drop your questions. We want them if you have any. Yeah. Yeah, that was from Segun. For those who don't know, you could follow him on LinkedIn. You can follow him on LinkedIn, get access to the game. It's still in development. This was built during a jam. And when I saw this game, I totally fell in love with it. One mechanic that was interesting there is when you dive into the water, you're running out of air. And so you have to come out on time. I don't know if you saw that, but I had access to the demo and I played it and I loved it. And he has done some really nice improvement already from what I can see. And this is a game to teach you about cleaning up the beach, the implications, and yeah, I personally liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. And yeah, you have some comments. This is amazing. Nice. Thanks guys for listening in. Thanks for joining us. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess there are no questions for both of you, which is fair, is fine. But really, you guys are doing amazing work. Thanks so much for joining us. Where are you most active? Where can people find you on if they want to contact you? Yes, David, you want to go first?
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for listening. I am most active on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at px_Dave.
At what?
px_Dave.
Okay. I just had to type that down so I can share px_Dave. And I shared that in the comments. This, right?
Yeah, that's my Twitter handle.
Okay then, super. How about you, Segun?
I'm very much active on my LinkedIn and then my Twitter.
Okay, what's your Twitter handle?
So my Twitter handle is Ninja Tech Bro.
Ooh, okay. No space, right?
Yeah, just 9 then JA Tech Bro, no space.
Okay, you don't actually spelled the Ninja completely.
9 then Tech Bro.
Yeah. So that's basically this, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay then, super. So thanks, guys. We're going to get a short break so that I can refresh. In the next section, we're going to be talking about intercultural engineering, a very amazing topic which will be led by a very amazing individual. Thanks a lot. We at Africa Comic Kid are always looking for avenues to see how we can promote the games industry. And as you can see, we have some really awesome, amazing creatives. And we're also looking for opportunities for an exchange, collaboration, co-production with them to try out new avenues, to try out new technologies, to try out new areas where they can explore to build a sustainable creative industry. This year, the Gameathon is coming up in September. And one thing I can tell you, there's going to be another game jam. This time, we are partnering with Gara Store. More details will come in later on, but that's just a tease. So if you're a game developer and you want to build something really, really exciting, prep yourself up for September at the Gameathon. We have a game jam with cash prizes and more prizes that go beyond cash. And yeah, so let's take a short break. We have 2 short sessions right now. In the next 6 minutes, I think we'll be back in the new session. So be sure to join us. Go grab water, drink, relax. We just spoke about games for education. It's one of the big major use cases of games for today. And we're going to be exploring that a lot during this period of the eAfrica Challenge this year. I do know we're going to have someone speaking on game-based learning. I was a part of that session. I have pictures and receipts to show you, and I really loved it. And it gave me so much clarity in the differentiation between gamification and game-based learning. And we'll be talking about that as well in this during this week. So go relax. In 5 minutes time, I look forward to seeing you all. And please feel free to share the links. This is streamed live to LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. So wherever you are, you can just watch directly. See you in 5 minutes. Oscar Michael out. Thanks to our speaker. Don't forget you can follow them, David Osaro and Olu Abeshago, both on LinkedIn. See you in 5 minutes. Yeah.